everyone. I'm Autumn and welcome back to Cast Member Spotlight. For those who don't know, who are you two and what roles do you play and understudy?
Sure. So my name is Alyssa Ann Austin. I'm in the ensemble, so I play a student, I play a teacher, play the mathletes moderator, a transformer, and then I also understudy the adult woman track. That's Mrs. Norbury, Mrs. Taryn, and Mrs. George.
Greatest ever. My name is Eugene Boyd. I play Shane Oman, art student, Marymount captain. There's a lot of M's in the show, if you can't tell already. And then I understudy Coach Carr.
So you're currently in the ensemble while understudying all of the misses. I'm just going to classify them as all of the misses, all the moms. What has the experience been like balancing multiple roles within the show?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. I mean, this is like one of those shows as an ensemble member, it's like a dream because you get to do so many different things and like have so many little parts. So that's just really fun because you get to create, specific different characters, and that's like one of my favorite things as an actor. I will say that since this rehearsal process was very short, it was like 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
That I really had to focus just on my main track stuff. I came in like memorized on all my lines and stuff, but I really didn't think about understudy things until like at the end of last week, and we just had our understudy rehearsal yesterday. So yeah, like we're all locked in now, but it was fast and furious.
Yes, lock in. Like, what did that moment feel like, especially knowing this production carries such a strong legacy?
I had a pretty lengthy audition process, and it was a lot of fun. And it got to that point where offers were beginning to be sent out to the cast. And I was, scrolling through the casting website, and it was a Sunday night. I'd closed my eyes, went to bed, and I was like, oh, it's not going to come out tonight. And I wake up Monday morning, and I got the email Sunday night that I got cast, and I got to wake up on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
With a gift of this beautiful show and this beautiful cast, more importantly. And at this amazing theater, my first time at La Mirada, and could not have been a greater experience for me.
You've played everything from Mark Cohen in Rent to the baker in Into the Woods. How does your role in Mean Girls compare in terms of emotional or comedic dynamics?
The number one thing I've learned from this show is fast-paced timing is key to keeping a machine like this operating. In moments like in Rent, where we're singing through it all, it moves at a different pace than this show, which has lines in it. So we kind of have to keep the lines musical as well, almost like they're another part of the song. And finding that rhythm with the fellow castmates has been my most important thing I've learned.
What has been the most exciting or challenging part of covering multiple principal roles in Mean Girls for you?
I would say the hardest part about covering this specific track is that I'm never on stage at the same time as her. So it's like when Gwen, who is the actress that plays the track that I cover, is on stage, I'm in the dressing room changing. So I never really got to see like what is happening on stage. So just kind of being able to take ownership and do the homework that you need to, and just trust in that, like, it's okay if I don't know it right now, as long as I know it, like, as long as I have a plan for knowing it by the time we open, by the time it's necessary. And just that's one thing that I've understudied a lot of different shows, and you have to have a lot of trust in yourself, and you also have to have a lot of ownership. Like no one's gonna make you do it, so you have to put that onus on yourself to be like, I'm gonna know my stuff, and I'm gonna learn it maybe outside of rehearsal time. So that has definitely been something that's happened in this process as well, but it all comes together and it all gets done.
Like, each of your characters that you understudy, they have such distinct personalities.
Yeah.
How do you approach differentiating and preparing for each of them?
Yeah, one thing I always like to do when I'm in a show that has multiple different characters, or one track that you play multiple different characters, is use the tool of having like a signature pose or a few signature postures that clearly differentiate, like right away, this is this person versus this person versus this person. Also in this show, there's a little bit of a voice affect that happens.
Oh, yes.
So just really being able to physicalize and also in an auditory way differentiate, these are 3 different people right off the bat. And then of course the wigs and everything else.
Oh yes, costuming definitely does help out, doesn't it?
Very busy in this show.
Acting is a physical job, and the more we place emphasis on physicality, the less we're going to be in here thinking about how we're doing.
That's a great
Oh
point, yeah.
yes, that's a great advice. How do your experiences, like when you're in West Side Story and Cabaret, prepare you for like the tone and style of Mean Girls?
Yeah, I would say West Side Story, while it is a drama, I was in the Jets, and most of their dialogue is kind of everybody messing around with each other. And it does explore themes of toxic masculinity. And in Mean Girls, while that isn't the primary theme, I think having an ensemble of men who understand that this show still exists in the patriarchy, and it is the fault of us men that the hierarchy of this high school has developed, has been really important for me, because it's not just Mean Girls, it's mean
Everyone,
high schoolers,
mean high
exactly.
schooler.
So I think that prepared me for that. Also, just again, like both of those shows in the ensemble are very quick and snappy, and I'd say that would prepare me, even though they weren't comedies.
Have there been any moments in rehearsals or during performances that have made you feel especially like proud of your growth in this production?
I'll say, I had a moment when we had our invited dress on last Thursday, our first audience, which was actually our first time running the show with all the technical elements. It was a little bit of a stressful week. There was just a lot going on, and as you saw, the show is incredibly technical. And
Oh, yes.
a lot of moving pieces, literally. And there was a moment during the second number of the show, It Roars, when all the students kind of come out and we all have this huge dance break. And I just had this experience of like, despite all the stress and everything that had happened, we had an audience and we could just feel that energy. And I just had this moment of like, gosh, like, I love this so much. Like, I feel so lucky, like it's happening, and it just was one of those like moments that just reminds you like, this is the best. Like what we get to do when we get to do it is the best. So always being able to get to that point in the process is like, one of the joys of the job, and so that was pretty special.
For me, I got my first ever show injury during the rehearsal process.
Yes.
During the second week, I tore my right quad during one of our designer rehearsals, and I had to be pulled out of it midway through the show in the middle of a dance step.
Wow.
Our lovely male swing, Kevin Corte, came on and just stole the show. And I hobbled off stage and was like, okay, Eugene, you got to lock in these next few days and get your quad healed up so you can be in the show. This is a dream opportunity. You cannot let it pass by. So I taught myself how to heal a wound and how to not push myself even though I wanted to. My spirit was like, oh, I'm ready. I feel healthy. I'm not sick. But I had to listen to my body, use a lot of Epsom salts, and take a lot of baths, which ended up being a fun routine. And now I'm all healed up, and I don't even have to wear a brace anymore.
That's
really
so
exciting.
great. Well, thank you guys so much, and let everyone know, when can they see Mean Girls at the Mirada Theatre?
Yeah, so we're running now until
May
May 3rd.
3rd.
So come see Mean Girls at La Mirada.
Come see us.